Let's move forward. Come back, what? Move around.
I'm Thomas Zuehlke. I played at the University of Central Florida in 1998 and 1999 before I took a pretty bad knee injury. Well, it was kind of a gradual transition because I went from playing at a very competitive Division I school to a very small school, approximately, I think it was 800 students at the time. So it was a huge transition just in terms of support staff, both academically and athletically. I only stayed at the smaller school for about a semester, and after that I transferred to Florida State, where I got a bachelor's, then master's in economics. Once I stopped playing competitively, I moved into coaching soccer locally, and that was something that I spent a good probably 5 years or so on, coaching local club teams, normally 16 to 18-year-old. As I got into coaching, I was working with a couple of different teams where I would come out most evenings and run training sessions with the team, as well as play with them to some extent. And then as I got further along in my academic career, and especially once I got into grad school, I tapered back to where I was doing that approximately twice a week, and then a day or so on the weekends. When I was coaching, I was not very physically active. I wasn't playing at any sort of level, and I was actually in grad school at the same time and had younger kids, so I had started to put on some weight. Actually, at the time, had somewhat elevated blood pressure. I don't remember the exact reading, but my doctor had wanted me to go on blood pressure medication at one point. And after having done that for approximately maybe a month and a half, I took a serious injury to my knee. I actually tore my ACL. And when I went to see my family physician, he did not want to refer me to a specialist and essentially told me that walking was a acceptable form of exercise and could keep you in a relatively healthy state as you got older. That led me to essentially reassess my situation as it pertained to the lifestyle I was leading, and basically start eating healthier, start becoming more physically active. Even on a torn ACL, I was able to do straight line running and distance running up to about 3 or 4 miles at a time without any real pain, and I was able to cycle. So I took probably 6 months or so to a year, probably it was closer to a year I think, and focused on those activities, on eating healthy, and dropped a great deal of weight. It was more than 50 pounds, and at that point went back in to see my family physician, who did agree to refer me to a specialist who decided that it would be worthwhile for me to go ahead, have my ACL surgically repaired, go through the rehab, and then I would be free to reassess what I wanted to do in terms of whether it was actually playing, or whether it was just running, or whether it was playing at a very, very sort of base recreational level. The surgery went very well. I was running again within about 4 months after surgery. I eventually got back to playing at a recreational, a very base recreational level. I still get a lot of enjoyment out of playing, and it's a different sort of enjoyment than I got when I was playing competitively.